Hello true believers and welcome back to another by pen and paper let's play. I'm Avadon and we are playing Avadon, the Black Fortress, a turn-based role-playing game by Spiderweb Software, where we play powerful agents of the Fortress of Avadon in a dark and gritty fantasy world. Let's begin. Hello true believers and welcome back to another by pen and paper let's play. I'm Avadon and we are starting Avadon, the Black Fortress, a turn-based role-playing game by Spiderweb Software, where we play powerful agents of the Fortress of Avadon in a dark and gritty fantasy world. I love Spiderweb games, and I highly recommend them to fans of narrative-focused turn-based RPGs in general. But this game really resonated with me. I've played Geneforge, I've played what's their main series? I forget. The Underground one. And it was okay. I enjoyed it, but Avadon really clicked with me. Avadon the Black Fortress was released in 2011 as the first chapter in an epic fantasy saga set in the land of Linnaeus, and it's still available for PC, Android, and iOS. For those who aren't familiar with Spiderweb, their games are always extremely strong when it comes to writing overall, and especially descriptions and dialogues. The audiovisual presentation has low production values by design, but the art direction is strong, and I never felt that the art detracted from the overall experience. Well, with that being said, let me see if I have everything set up, which I think I do. Let's start a new game. Welcome to Avadon. First we get to select one of the 4 character types. When I played this game previously, I played a shaman because I had summons and I could heal. So I'm thinking I might want to try and do something different. I've been thinking about a Shadow Walker. The Shadow Walkers are warriors of the shadows. They count on cunning and evasion, slipping through the guards of their enemies and delivering lethal blows. They can attack with blades, thrown razor discs, and pots of noxious and deadly alchemical substances, and then vanish into thin air. Shadow Walkers have many tricks to evade, stun, poison, and heavily damage foes. Also, Shadow Walkers can pick locks and disarm traps. That's why I wanted to do a Shadow Walker, so that I can lockpick stuff. Let's do that. We're gonna start off on normal and we'll change to casual if I need to. For now, let's go with normal. We are a warrior of the Midlands Pact. The Pact is an alliance of 5 nations banded together for safety. The Farlands, enemies of the Pact, surrounded on all sides. These are nations of barbarians, raiders, titans, faded, jealous empires, all waiting for a sign of weakness. The Pact has one purpose: to crush the Farlands and keep them weak and divided. Otherwise, they will invade our homeland, take what they want, and massacre whoever stands in their way. I have spent my life training and preparing to defend the Pact, and I have done well. My skill and potential has earned me the greatest of honors. I have been sent to serve at the new fortress, Avadon. Avadon, the Black Fortress. The warriors of Avadon watch over the 5 nations of the Pact. When anyone acts to harm the peace and tranquility of the Pact, Avadon has the authority to destroy them. Its authority and independence are almost without limit. And Avadon's power is not only over the outsiders of the Farlands. Anyone who tries to weaken the pact from within is subject to punishment. Brigands, spies, politicians, all have reason to fear the eye of Avadon and the attention of its master, Keeper Redbeard. Avadon has watched over the pact for 3 centuries. Its warriors wield the finest weapons, its wizards can learn the most powerful spells, and the Keeper of the Black Fortress, Redbeard, directs them all. Few outsiders know anything about Redbeard. There are plenty of rumors. Some say that he has 3 wives, each a deadly warrior. I've heard that assassins try to kill him every week. They all fail, and in turn receive the most gruesome punishments imaginable. Some believe that Redbeard can see into your dreams. Outsiders, if they are lucky, never get close enough to Avadon to learn the truth. But today I will meet Redbeard myself. I'm standing outside the gates of the Black Fortress. I stand on the bridge over a deep, misty chasm. The iron gates of Avadon are before me. Beyond is my new life, full of adventure, danger, power, wealth, and service to the Pact. The Black Fortress looms over me, perched on an enormous granite peak. The gates open a crack, granting me entrance. I step through, and my service to Avadon begins. Okay, welcome to Avadon. This is our main screen. And right now we have one quest, which is to report to Avadon. I have just arrived at Avadon. I need to find someone in authority that I can report to, like the old man on the east side of the entry courtyard. The only special item I have is a letter of introduction, which I'm supposed to present when I arrive at Avadon as proof that I'm actually supposed to be there. Nothing in the journal. And we have some codex entries right away. This Let's Play is going to be reading heavy, I see. Linnaeus is the name given to all of the known lands, surrounded by endless sea. The history of Linnaeus is the history of all living things. Nothing lies past the shore but ocean. Well, actually, there are legends of lands beyond the sea. Centuries ago, supposedly, some brave mariners departed and returned, bearing proof of other lands far beyond. But that was long ago, and any such evidence is lost, if it ever existed. Which it almost assuredly didn't. There are other tales of mad mariners who tried to discover lands across the sea. They have never returned. The dominant power in Linnaeus is the Midlands Pact, more commonly known as the Pact. These 5 nations are located in the center of the continent. They stand united against the Farlands, the many small squabbling powers that occupy the outer peninsulas of Linnaeus. The Pact is an alliance of 5 nations, occupying the central lands of Linnaeus. Though these countries have wildly different cultures, governments, and histories, one thing brought them together: mutual resolve to end centuries of raiding and devastation wreaked by the Farlands, the small powers that surround the Pact. The lands of the Pact are rich and pleasant. They are also flat and difficult to defend. Barbarians, wretches, and titans from the small states at the edge of Linnaeus wreaked devastation for countless years. Then came the rise of Overlord Hanvar of Holklanda, the warrior and diplomat who united the 5 pact states in their uneasy peace. There are 3 distinct periods in the history of the pact. The First Age, the Black Age, when the pact was torn apart in civil war, and the Third Age, when the pact was reformed under the supervision and enforcement of the fortress of Avadon. Right. How about we drop a save? And I wanted to check. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Here is our character. We have 4 attributes, which we'll look at later. We have a bunch of skills in a skill tree. We have some resistances to different things, and specializations which we get at levels 5, 15, and 25. Alright, let's see what we can see. I start to cross Avadon's entry garden. Considering how terrified most of Linnaeus is of this fortress, it seems rather pleasant. Ponds, nicely tended lawn. To the east is another pair of gates leading farther into the fortress. A pair of guards wearing plate armor and wielding massive swords stand to either side. There is also an elderly man in long flowing robes. He has a pair of what looks like wolves in front of him. He is shouting commands at them. They don't seem concerned. Yeah, experimental wolves. Okay, let's get closer. I get closer to the old man and his 2 wolves, though from this distance I can see that something is not right about these animals, like their lack of hair, and their purple flesh, and the veins throbbing all along their backs and legs. The man in robes is holding up a scrap of meat and giving suggestions like, "Stand, sit, roll over." The wolf creatures don't respond. When I get close, which gets an instant reaction out of them, they turn and look at me. Then they bare their teeth and begin to snarl. Could you control those things? No. As you can see, I can't. I thought I might, but... The old man sighs. The twisted wolf things turn away from the pitiful scraps of meat the old man offered them. I see much softer and fresher. However, the old man and the guards don't seem to react to this. They just watch, silently and with interest. Is this meant to be some sort of test? The guards smile, perhaps thinking back to trials of their own. But the old man shakes his head. A test? No. You are a hand. You are supposed to aid in my work. This is your job. I will explain more when you are done. The creatures lurch clumsily toward me. One to my right, one to the left. Then they start to run, teeth bared. I have little equipment, but I was not foolish enough to travel through the wilderness without a weapon. I prepare to rid the garden of the old man's pets. Okay, combat. Right, during my turn I can move, attack, cast spells, use items, and so on. Pressing the spacebar ends my turn early. What this doesn't tell you is that I can move a certain amount, and if I use up all my movement, my turn ends, I think, if I remember correctly. And if I don't move all the way and I take an action, my turn ends and I can't move anymore, I think. So let's go attack this wolf. Click on it. Oh no, the wolf bit me. Alright, one wolf dead. Oh yeah, there's an AP counter here, I remember now. And this, I think, is the attack range. The hideous wolf creatures lie at my feet, dead. The guards, realizing that they have a mess to clean up, look annoyed. The old man just looks sad. Another month of work gone. I suppose I must work on my other trinkets for a while. I am sorry. I am Craft Master Nicodemus, one of the mages of Avadon. I think I will be helping you in the future. You called me a hand? Oh yes, Redbeard has hands, eyes, and hearts. I am an eye, and I am sure that this will be explained inside. You said you will be helping me? Oh yes, you're one of Redbeard's new hands, yes? When you are given tasks, I will be giving you the benefit of my magic. Some of it even works better than these constructions. He waves at the wolves. I was glad to help. Who do I report to? Nicodemus nods. That's the spirit. But you do not report to me. I was only trying to train the creatures here to get away from the chaos inside. I suppose you should see Heart Miranda. I think she's waiting for you. She will explain what you need to know. Where can I find this Heart Miranda? Craftmaster Nicodemus makes a signal. The gates begin to slowly open. Miranda is inside, directing things. There has been a serious disturbance, and she will be happy for your help. Now, please excuse me. Then he turns to his wolves, going down on one knee to examine them. Okay, we can end the combat. And there's nothing to loot. For now. I step into the entry courtyard of Avadon. Fresh supplies are stacked everywhere, waiting to be distributed to the warriors and craftspeople. When Avadon wants something, it gets it. However, the atmosphere of the fort is not what I expected. It is chaos. Guards and workers are running everywhere. I hear shouting in the distance. The smell of smoke, and I think blood, hangs in the air. After a lifetime of hearing how deadly and invulnerable Avadon is, this chaos is somehow even more worrying. A woman stands in the middle of the courtyard, an island in the chaos, and directs the workers. This must be the Miranda you are supposed to present your letter of introduction to. Right, let's do a quick save. Oh, right, tab shows me the map. Hang on. Does that actually... That does not actually show up here. I wonder if there was like a highlighting option. Eh. Oh, there's a pillar. The obelisk says, in memory of Haram of the Kwa, first keeper of Avadon. Faldung, he died for you. You read it again. There it is. Your name appears to be carved into the stone. What a unique bit of magic. Let's talk to Miranda, I suppose. I walk up to the woman in the middle of the room. Like Craftmaster Nicodemus, she's wearing long, flowing robes, the traditional garb of the mage. She is in her early 50s. She has served here for a long time. She stops shouting orders and turns to you. Well, pity you didn't show up just a few hours ago. We could have used you. Do you have a letter of introduction? Fortunately, you were given one before you came here. She holds out her hand for it. I'm gonna give her the letter. She takes the letter, reads it, and nods. Then I formally welcome you, Faldang, and I declare you a Hand of Avadon, with all privileges and responsibilities attached. Congratulations. She wads up the letter and tosses it onto the floor. A servant instantly collects it and carries it off. Normally there would be a period of settling in, testing, and so on, but we have had some problems. All of our hands are out in the field, and there is something I need you to do now. What has happened here? You will soon learn that in Avadon you are told only what you need to know. This is for your protection and ours. And what do I have to know? That we are having a very long day, and you need to help us to keep it from getting longer. Who decides what I get to learn? The Keeper, and the Hearts, like me. Heart Miranda is still directing the workers and guards. She barks out a constant string of orders which are all instantly obeyed. It is fair to say that everyone is terrified of her. I'm a hand. What does that mean? So much to learn, so little time to teach it. Avadon has hands, eyes, and hearts. And the Keeper. I am a heart, an honored advisor to the Keeper. You are a hand. Your job is to go out and do what needs doing. There will be time to learn more when things are under control. Where can I learn more? I think there is a book on the topic near the quarters assigned to you. You can read it at your leisure, later. Who is the Keeper? Surely you have heard of Redbeard, mighty master of Avadon. Do well, and you will stand before him. Displease him, and... She gives me an evil smile. Can you tell me about yourself? What? Security is broken? Dozens are dead, and you want to know... Who am I? I'm a Heart of Avadon. You will do everything I say, or you will suffer. I think that is clear enough. Alright, what do you need me to do? She nods. Yes, enthusiasm. That is what I like to hear. After I've asked like 15 questions, we are trying to get things in the main fortress under control, but we have had to send most of our hands away. That means we need you to enter the dungeons and restore order. Round up some stray prisoners. You do not need to go alone. There are two hands who can help you. They are Civillin and Nathalie, I believe. She points to the south. On the way down to the dungeons, you can choose one of them to help you. Once you have met the other hands, go downstairs and speak with Imamora. She will tell you what fires to put out. Who are Civillin and Nathalie? Young hands like you, eager to distinguish themselves. In one case, extremely, painfully eager. I can spare one of them for your cleanup task. Right, what do I need to do in the dungeons? That is up to Imamora. Do what he says. You may use any equipment you may find, and if you survive, it will reflect very well upon you. I will go right away. Good. With luck, you will be more suitable to service than the other available hands. Go. Go to dungeons. The recent disruption has enabled many prisoners in the Avadon dungeons to escape. Go south and speak with Civillin and Nathalie, the hands who can help you to regain control. Then go downstairs, find Imamora, and do whatever he tells you to do. So that is my current quest. Right. Is there anything we can get here? Oh, there's Hand Callan. A middle-aged woman crosses the courtyard back and forth, shouting orders to the soldiers and workers. As hands enter and leave, she grabs them and gives them extra jobs to do. She wears a well-worn bow over her shoulder, and the insignia on her shoulder shows her to have considerable authority. She looks you over. A new hand, always good to see, especially in times like these. I am Hand Callan. Hart Miranda will want most of your time, I think, but when she doesn't have her claws in you, you answer to me. What are you doing here? Cleaning up messes. Why don't you come back and talk to me later? Miranda has made it clear that she reserves your labor for herself, and I don't need an argument right now. Go talk to her. Right. Okay, we're supposed to go south, which means we're gonna go north first. Okay, well, the door is closed. Let's check to the east. Door is closed. Makes sense. The sign says Supply Depot. All removals must be authorized by Quartermaster. I enter Avadon's main storeroom, where most of the food, wood, and so on brought to the Black Fortress are kept. There has recently been a fight here. The stone floor is scorched, and splatters of blood dot the walls. The wounded and dead have been hauled away. Only one person is visible from here. A young sorceress stands by the scorched area, looking down at it. She is smiling. And there is Nathalie. Let's see. When you get close to the young sorceress, she looks up at you. She's breathing hard, still charged with adrenaline from her recent battle. I did it! I killed them by myself. Not that I will get any notice for it, of course. She takes a moment to calm down. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Nathalie, a Hand of Avadon. I've spent long enough waiting for action that I need to take a moment to luxuriate in it. I am a Hand as well. You have the look and the weapon. I hope you have more luck getting sent out than I do. What happened here? 3 wretches came out of the dungeon. I was in the main courtyard when I heard them. I surprised and dispatched them, but not before. Wretches? Vile little humanoids, dumb and hungry, the scourge of the known lands. I don't know why Redbeard would bother to keep them around. Yeah, wretches are the goblins of Linnaeus, I think. Did they do any harm? They killed the quartermaster. Not a warrior, but a good man. I spent many hours speaking with him while waiting for something to do. A minute earlier, and I might have saved him. Natalie has calmed down a little from when I first met her. Still here? Surely there's more to do. I only hope I can take part in it. I'm going to clean out the dungeons. She looks startled. What? You? No offense, but you've been here, what, 10 minutes? When some of us have been waiting. But you will probably need help, isn't that the case? Taking one of the other hands with you to share in the glory, yes? Do I want to take Natalie? Yeah, might be interesting. Yes, I can take one hand into the dungeons with me. It doesn't take her long to do the math. One hand out of two. Me and Civilian. The warrior. Well, speak to Civilian and compare. She looks at the scorch marks. I'm eager and competent. He is, well, you can see for yourself. When you go downstairs, if you wish, I will come and join you. But you will select me, yes? What can you do for me? I'm a trained sorceress. I can summon bolts of fire and ice and direct them at our foes. I do not rely on crude armor or mundane weapons, however, so you might wish to help me keep a safe distance from our foes. We will see. I see the gleam of enthusiasm in her eyes. Alright, I'll be standing ready. Okay, well that's Natalie. Let's poke around here. Sign says, secured supplies, see quartermaster for access. There are several locked storerooms back here. They probably contain valuable equipment reserved for someone important. Though, considering the chaos, you doubt anyone would mind if you borrowed something. However, to get the locks open, you will need to find some lockpicks. Yes, I will. Alrighty. What I find animal skins. Was there... yeah, I can press A to pick that up. And more stuff. Look at our inventory. We have a dagger, a tunic, and some pants. We can put stuff in the junk bag, which we probably will do with these things. Door is locked. Oh, I opened the door. Can I pick something up? No, I cannot. Alright. Let's go down here. And there's Civilian. There is a young warrior standing guard by the passage to the south, keeping close watch in case anything else nasty comes out of it. He turns to look at me. I see that he's about my age. His face bears a nasty scar running diagonally down his face. He says, "Greetings, I am Civilian. You are here to stand guard with me." "No, I suppose not. We need to go fight now, don't we? I knew the time would come. I'll follow my orders. I always do." You've been wounded. Do you need help? At first, the Civilian isn't sure what you mean. He looks down at his armor. What I mean, sorry. He looks down at his armor, looking for signs of an injury. Then he realizes that you are referring to his scar and laughs bitterly. "You mean this? This is an old mark. Easy to forget it is there. I only remember it when I look in the mirror, or when a stranger sees me." "How did it happen?" He looks exasperated. "Even if I enjoy discussing it, this is not the best time." "And you can still fight?" "Of course, if I'm ever chosen for a mission again." Civilian stares morbidly at the southern corridor. Nothing has come out of it there since the wretches. Someone will need to go down and investigate soon. He sounds very grim. "I'm going to clean out the dungeons." I am not surprised. Miranda needs to send a hand down there to clean it up, and you show up in need of testing. I am not offended that I was passed over. You think you were passed over? Why? I do not question the wisdom of Redbeard or the Hearts. They choose who to send into danger for their own reasons. I've learned to simply, quietly accept. Well, I can select one hand to enter the dungeon with me. For a moment, his eyes show a glint of interest, maybe even hope. I came to Avadon to serve. I have spent too long not serving. I was born to fight. I am ready. What can you do for me? I am a blade master of Avadon. I can stand toe to toe with our foes and defeat them with blade and armor. And if needed, I can stand in their way to keep them from reaching you. You are prepared to fight right now? He wraps his armor with his knuckle, then he rests one hand on the pommel of his blade. I will give everything to prove I can still be a warrior of Avadon. Well, I need to consider Nathalie. He deflates slightly. Yes, of course you do. If you take her, I suppose Avadon needs guards in the corridors as much as anything else. Okay, what's in here? It's wine. Pick that up. Let's poke around here. Well, this is locked. There's a cupboard here. Okay. So we have some more armor. There's leather gloves. And a cap. It gives us a bit more armor. We're up to 9%. Which is good. I am at the entrance of the Avadon dungeons, final resting place of many foolish enough to fight the Pact. I notice that a heavy cloak has been left on the table nearby. It might be wise to put it on before descending into the low tunnels. Oh no, wait, I remember now. Hang on. Right. I haven't played this in ages. Let me go back. So, like, when I see stuff on the ground, I can pick it up like this. Right. Yeah, I need to loot, like, everything. It's kind of annoying to do, though, but, and of course, some of the things count as stealing, so I need to be careful. Alright, hang on, we had stuff. We had stuff somewhere. Let's see, there's a bucket. Get some more rope. It's a bunch of junk, which I can get and like sell, I think. Let's see if there's anything here. Right, there was something here. We have our first health potion and a potion of speed. That's good. Let's see, was there anything here? Some stone blocks. Nothing down here. Get a pick. All right. Now alright, so weight is a thing. I might not need stuff that doesn't have a price. For now, okay, so control clicking puts it in the junk bag. That's what I'm gonna do. Sheets of paper. These things. Picks and mallets I can... Right, so only the stuff that I have equipped counts for encumbrance, which is good. Can put stuff in quick use. I guess we'll put a health potion there, and the light source is always good. Okay. This wheel controls the gate to the dungeons. With great effort, I turn it. The gate opens, clearing my path to the dangerous depths below. Pick up the shackles. Choose your group. You are allowed to take one ally with you on this mission. Let's take the sorceress. Can save and I can light a candle. Up more stuff. I did not want to use it. Put in a light source there. This is Natalie. Right, we can switch between characters like this. Natalie does not have a lot. She has a rod, which does a firebolt magical missile. And she has a robe, and that is it. Right, let's go into the dungeon. Let me just check something. Press these buttons to use items. Alright, tutorial. I stand at the doors into the Avadon dungeons, possibly the most terrifying place in Linnaeus. The most dangerous conspirators against the Pact are brought here. Every once in a while, one of them emerges again. It is dark down here. In the absence of guards, the lights have gone out. Happily, several lamps have been left on the table nearby. I walk into the dungeon. Normally the torches would be lit, and heavily armed guards would be standing at attention. The jailers would be waiting to collect and process new inmates, and there wouldn't be giant rats everywhere. But the disaster upstairs has left everything abandoned. I can hear shouting and snarling in the distance. but the antechamber is cold and dark, but not still. As I step onto the walkway, little pairs of light appear in the shadows to the south. Then they start to move toward me. With the guards gone, the pests in the tunnels far below Avadon have started to emerge. Okay, rats incoming. Alright. Okay, so we do not have ranged weapons. Well, I don't have ranged weapons, so I'm just gonna skip, which should be space. Yeah. Right, can she attack? Oh, yes, she can. That is pretty good. Alright, I will move in. Whack the rat. Nicely done, Nathalie. Okay. That was easy enough. Do we have anything? We got some junk to pick up. Might as well do that. Alright, let's poke around. For the time being, I'm gonna pick up everything until I remember what can be sold exactly. Oh, ale. Alright. Okay, so there's a door there. Should we open? Yeah, why not? Oh, door's locked. I don't have the key and the lock is too complicated to be picked. Okay. Let's go exploring then. Suddenly, a reassuring light appears to the north. Someone has just lit a torch. He shouts, "Is that support at last? Come here, quickly!" It's a good time to save the game. Quick save to the north. I guess this way. I emerge into a large office. A fence rings an area with desks and shelves heavy with records. New inmates are brought here and sat down while scribes record their arrival, crime, and recommended processing. There are some chains and cages usually used for wild beasts and monsters in need of examination. When humans are brought here, they are usually just left on the benches. Few are foolish enough to think they can escape from this place. There is a man in leather jerkin standing by the far desk. He waves at me. "A hand at last! Hurry!" Hands at last. Alright, Simamora. The last eye on duty in the dungeons walks up to me. He is an aging man with a thick leather jerkin and a broadsword held awkwardly in his hand. He nods to me. "I am Imamora of Holklanda, master of the Avadon dungeons. I am pleased to see you, though I confess I thought that I might have been aided earlier, and I might add, with more force. But we will do what we must." You are the master of the dungeons?" He nods somberly. "I am. That is why I stayed when the others fled. It is my duty to stay and fight. In safer times, I look out for the prisoners. I keep them safe, which we need to do. And I pull from them the information that Redbeard requires to protect the Pact." "You keep the prisoners safe?" "Of course. We protect them while we learn what we must from them. We don't starve them or put them in unsafe circumstances. And then, if we don't need to execute them, we leave them untouched. The ordered way that I run these dungeons is a great point of pride for me. Do prisoners ever leave? He nods. Of course, we always make it clear to our prisoners that they have a chance to leave unharmed. All we need is all useful information they possess. And, of course, we need to believe that they no longer threaten the Pact. If this is the case, we send them home to serve as a valuable example of the might of Avadon. And what if you don't send them back? All true threats to the Pact are slain in a quick and merciful manner. Their ashes are then promptly returned to their families, so that they are not left in an unpleasant state of doubt. Yeesh. Do you supervise the torture of the prisoners? Torture? Where do you think you are? The Taiwan Empire? Svorgald? Do I look like an ogre to you? Torture is crude and ineffective. Under torture, prisoners say whatever they must to make the pain stop. This is often not the truth. Redbeard requires truth. So how do you get information from prisoners? We secure them firmly to a table, then we use the scrying magic developed by Avadon's finest mages to extract their thoughts. There is no lying, no escape. We read prisoners until we know all we must, and we look deep within the inmate's soul to see if he or she has been properly terrified and broken, or, alternately, if the prisoner is still a threat. How long does the process take? Weeks, even months. The soul is large and dark and full of hidden corners. Happily, the masters of the dungeon work hard. Hopefully, they will soon return to get back to their work. They fled after the disaster. Does this harm the prisoner? No, not at all. Now, some are a bit dazed when they leave here, easily distracted, in a word, broken. But I think that is the result of their total defeat at the hands of Avadon, not of any actual harm suffered at our hands. But it does not matter. The safety of the Pact is at stake. Are innocent people ever sent here? All the time. Many is the noble who has tried to rid himself of a rival by forging evidence and having the victim sent to Avadon. However, outsiders do not know of the effectiveness of our techniques. It is a closely held secret. In this case, the victim is released and the noble is cordially invited to spend some time on one of our tables. What happens if you see that the prisoner will always fight you? Once we are sure, death. Often I simply don't allow them to wake up from the scrying. I direct one of the eyes to simply end their thoughts. It is the quickest and most merciful of deaths. Imamora's absolute pride and confidence in his work is awe-inspiring and slightly unnerving. Alright, what happened down here? I am not sure. It is the result of something that happened above. Something I still have not been informed about. A pulse of energy from upstairs disrupted our magical wards, enabling some prisoners and held creatures to escape. They, in turn, helped others out. There was, as you might expect, a fierce battle. Some prisoners fled. Where is everyone now? Many of the prisoners are dead or were returned to their cells. Some keepers were slain. Others went upstairs to safety. What threats remain? There are abandoned tunnels under Avadon, and some pests have taken this chance to emerge. They will need to be slain. Also, some prisoners are still loose on this level. Many of them will have been devoured by the pests. Others, however, will have to be hunted. Alright, where did all the rats come from? The deep cells. There is a network of old tunnels and cells below the main dungeon that was abandoned and sealed off. It is a home for pests, rats, spiders, other beasts that are sure to emerge. Why haven't those cells been sealed off? We have considered expanding into them, rebuilding and so on. This disaster is making me reconsider those plans. How can I go down there? Imamora points to the southeast. Stairway down to the old tunnels is in the secure cells. However, I can't give you the key to the cells. You must obtain it from a superior, such as, say, Hand Callan, who we met up in the courtyard. Miranda sent me to help you. It is overdue. Now that we are regaining full control of Avadon, it's time to retake the tunnels. They are infested by a wide variety of pests. Rats, spiders, nothing surprising. These must be slain. Also, I've been questioning the keepers as they emerge from the tunnels and go upstairs to safety. There are 4 prisoners who are unaccounted for. These should still be out there in the shadows. You must find them or verify that they have left this level. I closed the gate to the inner caves when I saw that the prisoners were loose. I will try to open it for you. Who are the prisoners I need to find? There are 4. Okay. A wretch named Graz, a Camarian savage named Hansi, a tricky young mage from the Taiwan Empire named Quiria, and most dangerously, Shadow Tarkus. Of course, that treacherous creature did not hesitate to try to slip away. As the keepers emerged, they told me where they last saw the lost prisoners, and he marks it on our map. Tell me about the wretch. Graz is a sniveling little creature. We were trying to learn who was selling weaponry in the wretch lands. He knew nothing. We were going to release him, though he may have jeopardized that mercy by trying to escape. Tell me about the Camarian. Camarians are barbarians, shamans, and warriors of the plains. Truly savage and cruel, not like our allies in the Wildrealm. Yeah, I'm gonna pronounce that as Wildrealm. Or, maybe Wild Realm. Wild Realm, yeah, I guess it's better. Hansi was leading raiding parties into Wild Realm lands. Happens often, but we need to make an example of them occasionally. Hansi surrendered all of his information to us freely, so we were planning to release him. Who is the Taiwan mage? A particularly vicious rebel, truly filled with hate for us. She was spying in Kalimdariel when we caught her. I hope she can be spared. The scrying of her mind was going well. We had found the existence of some conspirator named Deles in the Taiwan Empire. I am eager to find more. Alright, who is Shadow Tarkus? A spy and assassin, a blade for hire, a killer for coin. However, he only works to harm the Pact and the warriors of Avadon. Capturing him was very difficult and required a good deal of luck. If you find him, you may wish to get help as quickly as possible. By now, he is sure to have armed himself. He is very dangerous. Might he be responsible for your problems? A possibility has occurred to me. However, it is unlikely. He's been continuously chained with our most secure spells. Whoever caused this disaster, it was not him. Okay. Let's see. Must those prisoners be slain? They must be found. As long as they are located and don't seem inclined to leave, you may spare them, or not. As Hand, you have the authority to decide their fates. Okay, prisoners. That's all for now. Secure the dungeons. You found Imamora in the Avadon dungeons. He told you to enter the dungeons and secure them. Hunt for 4 prisoners. Groz, Hansi, Quiria, and Shadow Tarkus. If any of them refuse to come peacefully, you should kill them. Okay, let's see. Shadow Tarkus. Explore the upper dungeons and find out if he's hiding there. Shadow Tarkus is an escaped spy and assassin in the Avadon dungeons. He's an extremely cunning and dangerous agent. Find Quiria. Quiria is an escaped mage. Find her, and if she refuses to submit, kill her. Hansi is an escaped Chimerian barbarian. Right, and rich. But first, can do some looting. We have a dagger, which is the same as what we have. Alright, let's start moving. Some things to junk. Yeah, sheets of paper, scissors. Oh, okay. I can put on leather shoes. No, wait, I already had boots. I can let Nathalie have the shoes. Okay. Found some coin, potion of recovery, which is cool. Right. Let's poke around over here. Bunch of buckets. The door there. There is this place. So let's go check that. Dungeon kitchen. A bunch of junk. Did I see something? Oh. There's more rats. Pick up stuff. Plates and knives. Mostly trash. Yeah, I'm sorry if this is getting tedious, but I am not 100% sure which things I will be able to sell. So I'm gonna loot. Okay. Abilities. Well, you know what? 7 to 35. Ooh, nice. It's pretty good. Huge rat is terrified. Yeah, this works pretty well. Nathalie Waxham. or misses them. Says 4 turns cooldown. Cool. Cool. Right. Okay. That was an exciting bit of combat with rats. Fighting rats in a basement. It's the right stuff for a strapping level 1 character. What's up, huge rat? Oh, they are coming out of the woodwork. Uh-huh. Nice. Oh, a spider. Okay. Well, since we're going this way... Okay, there is nothing in here except some cupboards, which we will loot. Okay, short sword. Okay, let's move the blankets and the pillows, trash, and towels. Let's see. 9 to 27 plus 5% of melee damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. How does that work for her? Minimum strength 2. Can't use the item. Okay. That should make me somewhat more useful, I'm hoping. Okay, let's poke around here. Oops. There's a broom. Is there anything interesting? Yeah, there's some eggshells. Mushrooms. Yeah, there are a lot of food items in the game. They all heal, small amounts. But they're kinda useful to keep around. Did not want to do that. I need lockpicks to open this. Okay. All right. Lots of stuff here. Helmet. Bronze helm plus 5 armor. That is indeed better. She can get the cap. Nope, cannot unlock this. Okay. Well, this is sure going somewhere. Oh, light went out. This is a wide natural cavern. It must have been discovered years after Avadon was constructed. It was then converted into one of the feared workshops of the Black Fortress. There are about a dozen stone tables scattered about the room. Each has restraints, a glowing enchanted stone, a chair, and materials for taking notes. It is here that the prisoners of Avadon are brought, so that the eyes can use powerful magic to pull the thoughts out of their minds. Once here, a prisoner has no secrets. Everything they planned, everyone they conspired with, all of that precious information goes straight to Redbeard. Yeah. Okay. Let's quick save and we will continue exploring the dungeons of Avadon next time. Thank you for watching this episode of Let's Play Avadon, the Black Fortress, and thank you for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share it. You can also support us on Patreon, where we have rewards for patrons. If you like the game, you can check it out on GOG.com. You can find more of our streams on Twitch/ByPenAndPaper and more videos on YouTube at ByPenAndPaper. Until next time, true believers, and as always, it's the stories that we play. See ya!